Wrestling, featuring the top stars from the world's largest governing body, the National Wrestling Alliance.
Hello, I'm Charlie Platt along with Les Thatcher, and on behalf of International Sports Incorporated, we'd like to welcome you to Southeastern Championship Wrestling, an action-packed hour upcoming.
That's right, Charlie. Of course, we're going to see the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose. They're a tough combination. They'll be squaring off with Brad Armstrong and Charles Otum.
And we'll be seeing some excellent videotaped highlights of some matches in the Southeastern area. Bob Armstrong against Mr. Saito. Jerry Stubbs, the former world junior heavyweight champion, in action against the champion, Les Thornton.
That's right. We'll be seeing that on tape, Charlie. And, of course, we've got Jerry Stubbs in live action today. But you know that competition for the world junior heavyweight title is certainly close. And anytime you can get a look at Stubbs and Thornton, it's classic.
And other action, Robert Gibson takes on Ted Allen, and interesting personality profile with the Tennessee stud Ron Fuller upcoming today.
Right, and also arm wrestling. Last week here on the program, Mr. Saito issued a challenge to Paul Orndorff to arm wrestle him. Orndorff did let us know verbally last week that he would accept it. Paul's going to join us here on the program today to take that challenge, and that should be something. Both very powerful men. Paul has competed in arm wrestling before, held a regional title in a couple areas, and I think watching him Saito in arm wrestling will be unique.
We're having a hail.
Indeed, a lot of action coming your way in the next hour right here on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. And I think that it's great to know, Les, that the news is out that the Armstrongs, Bob and Brad, are returning to tag team competition throughout the Southeastern Wrestling area.
That's right. Certainly they're opposing combinations. Paul?
Excuse me, Les, I just want to say something. You know, I'm aware that the challenge that was made to me last week by Condrey and Rose with me against Saito arm wrestling. And I just want Saito to know right now that I am ready to arm wrestle him right here on national TV if he is ready. If he's ready to do this, we'll do it right now. Okay?
I'm not ready. I tell you ready, okay?
I think what he said, he'll tell you when he's ready. He said he's not ready right now.
He's trying to psych me out as more.
Well, apparently
I've been through this before. I'll wait till he's ready. Whenever he's ready, I'll come back out.
Okay, Paul.
Arm wrestling upcoming on today's program. Right now, let's go to the ring for the introduction of our first match.
Your attention, please. Our first match, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Your referee, Bruce Fortson. Bruce Fortson, your referee. Introducing in the corner to my left, at a combined weight of 423 pounds, Charles Otum and Brad Armstrong. Their opponents at a combined weight of 472 pounds, the current Southeastern Tag Team Champions, Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. Rose and Condrey.
Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey, the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, out against Charles Otum and Brad Armstrong. Certainly the size factor goes with the champions in this particular match. It will be Brad Armstrong starting for his team, and looks like Randy Rose out for the champions. Rose and Armstrong circling, looking for an opening here. Brad moving in, collar and elbow. Onto the ropes, and Brad spins around, and they're jockeying for that position now. Rose blocking, and Brad backing off hesitantly. Once again, and it's Rose in behind him. Flying mare, takedown, and a reverse chin lock. Randy Rose realizes that Brad Armstrong has that speed going for him, trying to lock him in early, hold him down, and contain him. Nice drop toe by Rose, clears himself out, breaks free as the hold that Brad had, and once again they start even. Brad comes up with the armbar now, windmills it. And again, and Rose tearing at the eyes, takes Brad into the corner, starts across the ring, but Armstrong reverses it, goes in, and Rose hangs onto the rope. And young Brad Armstrong in command. Brad applying the pressure now with the arm bars. Rose up to his knees. He'll be looking for a handle here. Makes the tag, and that's his out. Puts those ropes, and Condrey moves in. The first man for the champions. Thus far, no real advantage has gone to either team.
Back in the grip center of the ring, Brad Armstrong, Dennis Condrey. makes a tag with Charles Otum. Full Nelson, and Brad Armstrong takes that opportunity to throw a right in, but Condrey brings it into a pinning position. Otum on the ropes, and we have the break.
Charles Otum improving with each outing, Charlie, gaining confidence, getting some ring savvy, and of course you take this young man and put him out against some tough competition like Rose and Condrey. One of two things: you either got to be attentive and on the ball, or certainly lose a lot of ground. Waistlock takedown by Condrey, blocking Otum's attempt to turn out on him. Hooks him, turns his man over. Otum's coming up on top now on the block. Condrey double legs his man, dumps him, and into the ropes goes Charles Otum. Right in on him now, and Condrey not allowing anything to change his advantage, staying right on top of Charles Otum.
Randy Rose in now for the team of Rose and Condrey, Southeastern Tag Champions. Into the rope goes Otum. A bit of double teaming there. You have to watch these two. They're well known for that, but regardless of their style, they are successful in that squared circle and the Southeastern Tag Champions.
Elbow by Condrey.
There again, double teaming by Condrey and Rose. Very effectively wearing down Charles Otum.
They're staying on Otum here, Charlie.
Coming up today at Arm Wrestling, Mr. Saito and Paul Orndorff. 2 count on Otum. Tag made with Condrey now.
Armstrong in to help out here, Charlie. Brad now trying to even things up. Rose staying on Otum. And Brad Armstrong working on Dennis Condrey. Otum with a headlock. Rose shoots him off, and Condrey trips him from outside the ring. That diving punch by Rose. He's got his man hooked. And he gets it.
Bit of double teaming. And your winners of the match, the Southeastern Tag Champions, Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. Brad Armstrong looking over the situation now. Rose from behind jumps Brad Armstrong. Both men now holding.
Match over, Charlie, but Rose is going. There's Bob Armstrong. Shoving Rose off that top rope and evens things up. And it's the Armstrongs, Rose and Condrey, going at it.
The winners of the match are Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. And Bob Armstrong appears to be ready for action now. However, Condrey and Rose decide to retire to the dressing room.
Things evened up a bit, Charlie. Condrey and Rose decided it was time to make a move, and out of the ring they went. Of course, it was a good win for the champions, no doubt about it. It's just in the aftermath that they became involved with the Armstrongs.
Bob and Brad joining us at the desk. We have some
Well,
video.
there's another good example of Condrey and Rose tactics. 2-on-1, that's the way they like it best, and that's the way they operate best.
We have some videotape, Bob, of a recent match. You and Mr. Saito, if we could roll the tape upstairs, go into the arenas now.
And once again, you can see that Mr. Saito is on the downwind of it, but before this match started, he interfered and chopped me and put a gash in my head. You could put a roll of nickels in. I knew I had to hit him hard and fast, and I had him going pretty good. Had blood in my eyes, couldn't really see. I was just chopping whatever I saw in front of him, and he's a big target, believe me. Right here, I thought I had it won, and you'll see again the ever-presence of Condrey and Rose, the old kissing cousins. I thought I had this match won. Here they come again, but I caught them scooting in this time by surprise. I came back at Saito, who was still down a little bit, and had things going really my way and could have won this match. Brad came down to help. They ganged up on him, and I couldn't let that happen. I went outside. I appreciated Brad coming down, but they ganged up on him, so we made it 2-on-2 for a minute there. Now, you can see Saito there. He's just laying in wait. See him waiting for me? We thought we had things going outside. The referee was counting in my ear. I tried to make it back in here. He hit me right under the heart, and believe you me, that stopped my heart for a minute. And this is where Condrey and Rose cost me something very dear to me. And I just want to say right now that from now on, Condrey and Rose are going to pay the price. They cost me, and now we're going to cost them. I've contacted a man from International Sports Incorporated, and I've told him that every time that Condrey and Rose sign a contract, I want the Armstrong's name on the dotted line below it. I don't care how long it takes, when or where it is. Somewhere down the line, we're going to take those Southeastern tag titles. I know you're used to pain, you're used to getting hurt, but if we get you in your pocketbook and take those titles from you, that's going to hurt you worse than anything. You're going to pay for this gash in my head. You're going to lose those titles, boys, and once again, we're going to put you under the thumb and mash you no matter what it takes.
Back in tag team competition together. The father-son team of Bob and Brad Armstrong will be back in just a moment. This Monday in Birmingham, wrestling returns Monday night, April 13th, to Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium. Match time will be 8 o'clock. A super lineup. For reservations and information, call 322-7798. The Boutwell box office will open at 6:30 Monday, April 13th. A non-sanctioned Southern Street Fight match. Ron Fuller takes on Jimmy Golden. For the Southeastern title, Ron Bass goes against Ken Lucas. Southeastern Tag Team title match, Tornado Rules. All men in the ring at the same time as Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey take on Bob and Brad Armstrong. For the Alabama State Heavyweight Championship, Mr. Saito takes on Paul Orndorff. In a challenge match, Jerry Stubbs goes against Stan Lane, plus one other exciting match. Wrestling returning to Birmingham on Monday, April the 13th.
1 week from this Monday night, April the 13th, a Super Southeastern Wrestling card in Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium. Tickets go on sale that night, April the 13th at 6:30 p.m. With me, the Southeastern Tag Team Champions and the Alabama State Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. Both these titles are on the line. On April the 13th, Condrey and Rose take on the Armstrongs, and Saito defends against Paul Orndorff. Right now, let's hear from Bob, Brad, and Paul.
You know, the sisters Condrey and Rose, the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, have caused me a lot of problems. They've caused Brad a lot of problems. It's always kind of been 3-on-2, the terrific trio, Saito, Condrey, and Rose. Now it's going to cost you, because we're not going to rest till we get those Southeastern tag titles, and we know that'll hurt you the most. And we got some reinforcements now. Mr. Paul Orndorff, former North American champion, is coming after you, Saito, and you're going to have your hands full. Condrey and Rose, you're going to be by yourself now, right, Paul?
That's very true. You know, I'm really happy that you and Brad are together as a team. You know, me and Norvell, we tried it, and they put Norvell out of commission. He will not be wrestling no more. It seems like every time that you turn around, it's Rose and Condrey and Saito, or vice versa. Well, just like you said, Bob, we got to stick together as a team, and all three of us work together, because that's the only way that we're going to get them, and we're going to get those belts from them.
Mr. Saito, a very tough opponent, Paul Orndorff.
You know, Paul Orndorff, you have too many muscle, too much muscle to brain here. You know, Paul Orndorff, I teach you wrestle. I'm a lot of strong Japanese. I'm a lot of power. I'm a lot of strong. Then I know something wrestling. Paul Orndorff. Anyway, I tell you nothing, but I teach you wrestling soon.
Dennis, Tornado Rules. All four wrestlers in the ring at the same time. The belts are on the line.
You know, the Armstrongs never cease to amaze me. They're always crying, belly aching, wanting title matches. Well, boys, you got a title match, and if you're not going to rest until you get these belts, you're going to be exhausted before the match is over, because you're not going to get them.
You're talking about sisters, Armstrong. We're cousins, and we're family, and we'll prove to you that we're not sisters, father and son, and that's a little doubtful.
Monday night, April the 13th in Boutwell.
Reminder for all of our wrestling fans, they'll be wrestling this coming Monday night in Bruton, Alabama. The National Guard Armory match time will be 8 o'clock on Friday night in Evergreen. The Evergreen High School Gymnasium match time there will be 8:30. And on these cards of pro wrestling, you'll be seeing the former World Junior Heavyweight Champion Jerry Stubbs in action. Jerry, Les Thornton is returning to the Southeastern area. International Sports Incorporated has gone to quite a bit of trouble to get Mr. Thornton back in this area. Several contracts have been signed, and on those contracts, you have a chance at that World Junior title that you once held.
Well, you know, Les Thornton has made the comment that he does not like to come back down in this area. And, you know, a lot of people say I'm the reason why he don't like to come. Well, I feel good about that because Les Thornton knows deep down inside that I beat him twice. I took that belt away from him 2 times. So he knows that any time he comes down this area and has to face me, he's got a chance of losing that belt. And I got several contracts signed, International Sports Incorporated. I went to them and they said that Yeah, sure. Every time you get a chance to meet Thornton while he's in this area, your name will be on that dotted line, and it will be a championship match. So, you know, I feel good about that, and I feel that I can take that World Junior belt away from Les Thornton once again and be 3 times World Junior champion.
I know several times on several occasions you've wrestled Les Thornton. Now, Jerry, do you have any special strategy going into these upcoming matches?
Well, the only strategy I have is getting in the gym and getting in shape, because Les Thornton's one that believes in staying in shape. He is in top shape, so I got to be in top shape when I go face Les Thornton. That's the reason that I believe if I'm in the shape that I'm supposed to be in and am in, that I can take the belt from Les Thornton.
Best of luck to you in those challenge attempts for the World Junior Heavyweight title. Former World Junior Heavyweight champion, Jerry Stubbs. Joining me after this, former World Junior Heavyweight champion, Jerry Stubbs. Jerry, it's always good to have you out with us.
Well, thank you, Charlie. You know, it's good to be here. You know, I got my head right now. You know, I got Les Thornton coming back in the area, and, you know, everything's been good. The fans have been behind me. They've been pushing me, you know. They said, Jerry, you can do it, you know, and I believe I can do it. So Les Thornton knows I can do it.
Speaking of Les Thornton, we have some videotape. Wayne, if we could roll it upstairs, of Jerry Stubbs in action against the World Junior Heavyweight champion, Les Thornton, the title which you've held on 2 occasions now, Jerry.
That's right. You know, I said I wanted to be 2-time World Junior Heavyweight champion, and I was. Now I want to be 3 times World Junior Heavyweight champion. But at this point right here, you notice on the film that I put the sleeper. You know, I went to Ken Lucas, and Ken Lucas showed me this. I'm not a master of this, but I can use it enough to wear my opponent down, and that's exactly what I want to do to Les Thornton, because Les Thornton stays in tip-top shape, and I knew that I was going to have to do something extra to wear him down, to defeat him. Right here, he was able to push me in the rope, but you see, I have wore him down. I hadn't put him to sleep, but I have wore him down to where he's almost out. But he's a hard man to put out, Charlie.
He's a great athlete, Les Thornton, of course, Manchester, England, the World Junior Heavyweight champion.
Well, you know, you say he's a great athlete. I know for a fact that he gets in the gym, he works out hard, he stays in top shape, and he is a heck of an athlete. And he wouldn't, you know, if he wasn't a heck of an athlete, he wouldn't be World Junior Heavyweight champion. Right here, I got the man wore down. I'm wanting to pin him. I roll him over. Here goes the 1, 2, but you see, he's always got that little extra. That little extra is what you got to take out of the man. If you can take this little extra out of him, you can defeat him. Seems like he never gives up either.
And into a pinning position again.
Right here, I thought I had him, but he had his foot over the rope.
Excuse me a minute here. I just want to say something real quick to interrupt you. I wish somebody to go there and tell Mr. Saito I'm ready. Anytime he is, I'm warmed up. I'm ready to arm wrestle him here on TV. So somebody just tell him I'm ready at any time he is, or at his convenience, anytime.
Well, the comments of Paul Orndorff. Back to action on this videotape.
Well, right here, the tide's turned a little bit, Charlie. You know, Les Thornton, like I said, is a hard man to beat, but I beat him twice for that belt. 2 times. Right here, he knocks the referee out of the ring. See right here, I'm wore the guy down. I'm gonna hit him. I'm thinking of cross body block, but see, he takes me and throws me over the top rope. He knew what he had done. You know, a lot of people said I pulled a lot of tricks but you know, I have. And all the time, I'm thinking in that ring just like he was. He was thinking then, well, I'll throw him over the top. I'm going to keep my belt. The referee's got to see it. And at this point, I didn't think the referee had saw it. I'm trying to come back in the ring. Here he goes to slam me. See, I go down. I hook him right here. I think I got him. 1, 2. I hear the count. Here, I think I got him. But the referee says no. He's trying to tell him that, he threw me over the top. Well, that's okay. Les Thornton, you elude me all you want. But I know for a fact that you didn't want to come back in this area down here. So,
you know something, Charlie Platt? I've watched this reject from a Walt Disney Film Festival long enough. I've seen this stupid film on TV the past 3 weeks. I'm about to puke. Let me tell you something, Jerry Stubbs. What you were, what you have been means nothing now, because I am the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion. I represent the country, and I'm the only man who should face Les Thornton. He won't even sign a match with me because he's afraid, brother. And you put that in your pipe and smoke it.
So you think you ought to wrestle Les Thornton?
As far as I'm concerned, the only thing you're a contender for is the Telly Savalas Fan Club Member of the Year award, Stubbs. If you think you're mapped to get in the ring against this belt, get in the ring right now, boy. Come on, huh? You think you're mapped to do it? You want to wrestle me now? Hey, I'll kick your can right now on TV. I don't care where the hell it is. Come on.
You're scheduled to wrestle Joe Turner at a match here.
He wants to wrestle me. Well, you know, it really doesn't make any difference who I wrestle, so I'll wrestle him right now.
All right, we're going. Let's go to the ring. And Stubbs, big jump by Lane going into the ring.
We've got us an unscheduled main event any place in the country. United States Junior Heavyweight Champion Stan Lane, former World Junior and U.S. Junior Champion Stubbs. Lane with a nice takedown, and certainly Lane moving now. But, Charlie, we should have quite a battle. But Lane taking that initiative, the reverse neck breaker, and still Stubbs not coming up. He was stunned early on as he entered that ring, and Lane taking full advantage.
And Lane continues to work on Stubbs. Wow, he's taking him into that turnbuckle now. Modification of a cobra, it looked like, going for a sleeper. He's got it hooked in.
Haven't seen Lane using this hold before, but certainly he's got it. And if he can hang on, it should be effective. Stubbs fighting, but now has been slowed down. He's the light's starting to dim for him, Charlie. And Jerry needs to fight his way into those ropes or something to break free.
The U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion coming out, challenging Stubbs. I think Lane has in mind that he's a little upset that he's not meeting Les Thornton for a title shot in this area.
Of course, either one of these men very deserving. And of course, Stubbs, 2 times World Junior Heavyweight Champion, certainly should get the nod. But right now, Stan Lane is applying that his variation of the Cobra, the sleeper, to Jerry Stubbs. Stubbs still in there kicking. And apparently Lane not familiar enough with the hold to put his man out early on. And this allowing Stubbs now to come to his feet. Trying to fight his way out. He may do it, Charlie.
Stubbs coming out of that sleeper. Stubbs firing away at Lane. Hard right. And Lane goes down. Stubbs back to his feet for the first time.
Scoops him, body slam, and Jerry Stubbs building an offense now. Stan Lane being stunned. And down he goes, that looping right hand of Jerry. And Stubbs very much back in this one now, Charlie.
Stubbs firing away at Lane, takes his man, throws him into the ropes. High back body drop. Stubbs has come to life, dropping that elbow into the back. Lane may regret that jumping of Stubbs as Stubbs was trying to get in the ring, Les.
Exactly. Lane outside. Stubbs follows him out. They're battling on the floor. The referee's starting a double count now. And I don't think either man is paying a bit of attention to our official in that ring now.
Still out on the floor.
That's it. Both men counted out. Both men counted out. But they're not stopping it here, Charlie. Stubbs still going at him, and Stan Lane moves to the outside.
And ring official Bruce Thornton saying no match. Both men counted out on the floor during that fighting on the floor. We'll be back with our personality profile in just a moment. Of Southeastern Championship Wrestling, my guest is the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller. And Ron will be discussing the continuing feud between you and Jimmy Golden. And this all involves the Fuller family.
That's right. And it also involves the fact that I want to take Jimmy Golden's head off. And I have been able to sign a match. I requested it. International Sports put it before Jimmy Golden, and it's already been signed, a non-sanctioned Southern street fight, something I saw on the program a few weeks ago that involved 6 people, only this time it's just going to be me and Jimmy Golden. Anything goes, wear anything you want to in the ring, come prepared to fight and go to war, and that's what I want with Jimmy Golden.
We have some videotape, Ron, of a recent match in which you were taking on Jimmy Golden on your return, and here's that film footage.
Well, this is the same type of match that Jimmy Golden and I have had every time we have met. in any arena in the Southeastern area. I'm bleeding. Jimmy Golden is bleeding. The referees are down, and they're going to stay down because I don't think there's any need for a referee when we meet. I've already told the gentlemen from International Sports Incorporated not to sign any referees. Don't waste their money by paying referees because they're going to be of no use in anything matches that we have. Because I'm not going to be abiding by the rules, and I know that Golden doesn't know how to abide by the rules to begin with. So as you can see here, this match is just completely out of control. The match has already stopped at this point, but we're going to fight for another 6 or 8 minutes before they're able to pull us apart. And that's the reason I've asked for this street fight. Like I said, I saw it on TV a few weeks ago involving 6 people. It was wild. It was vicious. It's exactly what I want with Jimmy Golden. I want to be able to use my boots. I want to be able to use my fists. I want to be able to use my belt. I want to be able to use my shirt if I feel like it, to pull it off and wrap it around his throat and choke him to death if necessary. Now you can see here a fella coming to save him is Joe Turner, and he takes a quick exit via the top rope right there, and it's right back to Jimmy Golden. And at this point, Golden is completely out of it. I don't think he even knows where he is. Here comes his boyfriend, Ron Bass. Here comes Lane, pretty boy Lane. Everybody in there trying to break it up at this point, but I'm like an old pit bull. I done got my jaws locked, and I ain't going nowhere, son. I'm going to hang on to that throat till the boy's head comes off his shoulder. That's when I'll turn him loose. You can see everybody trying to separate us here.
Seems to be nothing in sight as far as stopping this feud between you and Jimmy Golden. He seems possessed with some kind of drive to keep hounding on the Fuller family.
Well, we're both possessed, Charlie, with wanting to kill each other. That's about what it amounts to. We're both possessed with the fact that I hate him, he hates me, and we want to fight. That's all there is to it. Now here you can see a whole ring full of people, and when they all separate and they're all gone, you still see the stud there. He's still pounding on that boy's head, and I'm going to choke him here. They're going to drag him by the feet out of my reach, the only way they can get him out of there. And you see everybody here trying to pull us back, trying to pull us apart. But in a street fight, there is none of this, Charlie Platt. They don't come down to the ring and they don't separate you because there's no rules to begin with. Why come down and why pull anybody apart? Because the rules say you can do anything you want to. There'll be no stopping a street fight. They're just going to let it go until one of us can't get up anymore, till one of us can't come back anymore. Now you can see Golden's got a little more left. He ain't had enough yet. He's going to ease around here. He wants a little bit more. And in just a second, that's exactly what he's going to get. He's going to get himself a little bit more, and when he does, he's going to decide that's all he wants. Now he's had enough. Well, in the street fight, you're going to get enough, Jimmy Golden. You're going to have more than you can handle, my man.
Comments of the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller. Let's hear the comments now of Jimmy Golden.
Ron Fuller, I'm wondering what kind of excuse you're going to come up with, Sonny. You know, you're always saying Jimmy Golden did this, Jimmy Golden did that, or he had this, or he had that. You are running out of excuses. You're running out of time. You're running out of space. And what I'm going to do to you, I'm going to step into the ring with you in a Texas street fight match, and I am so confident in myself that I'm going to come down there dressed for a wedding, brother. I'm going to have my suit on. I'm going to be looking slick like I am right now, you understand me? And when I get through with you, boy, you go to China. You're not going to stop in California. You're going all the way.
Let me just say this, Jimmy Golden. I will be there on the 13th, and I'll be ready for a street fight. And you see these right here, don't you, boy? I've been sitting at home, and I dream at night of kicking you in the throat with these boots. And that's exactly what I'm going to be able to do. I'm going to wear the biggest belt I got, one that will cut the hide off your back, and I'm going to take this boot, and I'm going to hammer it, and hammer it until I feel like I've done a good job on you, Jimmy Golden.
Here's our next match, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my left, at 219 pounds from Pensacola, Florida, Robert Gibson. Robert Gibson. His opponent at 220 pounds from Live Oak, Florida, Ted Allen.
Ted Allen returning to action here at Southeastern Championship Wrestling, taking on Robert Gibson. A lot of action taking place so far today, and upcoming, we have still to see the competition with the arm wrestling.
Exactly.
Saito has not come back. Well,
Paul Orndorff out once again.
That's just another little reminder that somebody over there tell Mr. Saito that I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm ready. I'm warmed up, I'm ready to step in that ring and see who's the better arm wrestler here right at the moment. I don't know why he's playing this little cat and mouse game, but just tell him I am ready. and the show is closing to an end, so we better be getting his fanny out here if he's going to do it.
Okay, the comments of Paul Orndorff. Paul is ready to arm wrestle, has been since we opened this program. And Saito said, when I am ready, and so now I don't know, Charlie.
We will see what will happen. Saito yet to come out on this arm wrestling competition. You know, Les, we get a lot of calls into the office of Southeastern Championship Wrestling and International Sports Incorporated. Clubs, schools, and civic organizations wanting to have wrestling as a fundraiser in their community. Any non-profit organization wishing to do so should write for information to Southeastern Championship Wrestling in care of WTVY Channel 4, Box 1089, Dothan, Alabama, 36301. That's for any school, club, or civic organization desiring.
Right, Charlie, and over the years, professional wrestling, Southeastern Wrestling has proven to be a good fundraiser for those groups, so drop us a line. We'd certainly be glad to correspond with you. Right now, Robert Gibson with the armbar on Ted Allen. Ted Allen, a hustler in that ring, a good little wrestler, and certainly we're seeing good competition between he and Robert Gibson. Allen shoots Gibson off on the break, goes to the hip lock. Gibson reverses on him. Ted moves it, and Robert waiting in the wings. Hooks him with that arm, takes him down, and back in control.
Gibson dropping that leg. Weight into that arm.
I don't think there's any more frustrating thing in professional wrestling, Charlie, than to come tearing up off that canvas and realize after you've committed yourself a major move that your opponent is waiting, anticipating. And that's exactly what Ted saw there with Robert. Nice step through his step. Gibson kicks him off and again and again. There's what I'm saying, that frustrating realization as you come up off that mat that your man is already in position and you've committed yourself moving in that direction. He's got you and hooked you. Coming up once again to his feet now. Gibson in the driver's seat with the hold. Ted trying to lock hands behind him. No way to go there. Hip lock, but Gibson hangs on, and Allen still in that hold, but goes to the ropes.
Uses those ropes as a means of escape from Gibson. They have a break. Allen looking over the situation before he goes back into Robert Gibson.
Let's see if they're going for the test of strength here. Okay. Lock hands. And to the midsection with a second kick, and Gibson right back at him. Takes Allen into those ropes. Brings him over. And Robert right up on top. May have the pin here, but Allen gets the shoulder up, Charlie.
One count on Ted Allen.
We're seeing a good match here. It's been give and take with Allen wrestling away at Gibson. Gibson on top. Allen with a nice sit-out. Comes up that front base lock. Robert switches off, comes up with a hammerlock. Drops that knee. In at the elbow joint and back to the hammerlock. Keying through now. And a break on the ropes. Allen finding his way to those ropes to get the break. And, of course, that's a wise move on his part. Good ring strategy. Again, Allen going for the kick. Goes in low for that single leg. Drops the knee in behind the knee of Robert Gibson. And Ted Allen now settling it down with the toe hold.
Allen putting that foot in. And again, using his weight for leverage on that leg of Robert Gibson.
Has that knee in a bit of trouble there. You see Robert limping on it. Allen right back to it. Ted's got that veteran experience, and he knows to go back to that weak spot. He's doing it here. Grapevining that leg, hooking it now. And he's working at that knee. Apparently taking the knuckles and going into that cartilage side of the knee. And again, Ted Allen down on the knee. Allen sets him up again, and in there again. Ted Allen tenaciously working away at that leg, Charlie, and if he continues and stays on top of Robert, he may put him away.
Ted Allen using that rope again and dropping that weight into that knee. Gibson in trouble right now.
Right, the tide of battle has changed drastically here just moments ago. Robert in the driver's seat, but it's everything the Ted Allen way right now.
Allen still concentrating on that left knee of Robert Gibson.
Trapping the arms down. Got that double reverse hold, using his body to lay in and trap the legs. And from this position, there's not many ways you can go on the defense.
That's a tough one.
Yes, sir. There's an old saying in the profession, I had him tied up to where nothing could move but his eyeballs, and that was almost the case there with Ted Allen. Now Allen laying his weight in on that double toe hold. Gibson looking for the handle. Allen tearing at the mouth. Ted changing strategy just a bit, maybe becoming a bit frustrated himself here that he's been unable to successfully put Gibson away. Robert blasts right back at him, Charlie.
And again, Gibson fires away to the midsection of Allen. Double leg sweep. And Gibson now putting some weight into the left knee of Ted Allen. Gibson still having problems with that leg.
That's a bad feeling, too, when you can't get those pins under you and know that they're going to hold you up when you can't be sure. It's hard to commit yourself. Allen in on the body ride, but let's see if he's going to hook it up. Cinches it up. Gibson trying to block it, but the body scissors applied now effectively by Ted Allen. Little rabbit punch to the back of the neck. Robert trying to lay his weight back onto Ted Allen now, but Allen, Gibson moves, Allen rising right over and gets a 2 count. Ted is staying right in there, sensing a chance maybe to put Gibson away, going back for that leg. Oh, a shot to the midsection with his shoulder, and again.
Allen continuing to work on Gibson over in that turnbuckle. Allen. Good with that shoulder right into the midsection.
Oh, Robert up over the top, Charlie, and he's hooked his man.
That's it. That was it. It looked like Ted Allen had things going his way there for a moment less, but Robert Gibson comes right back and...
well-wrestled match by both men, and it was a bit of a mistake on Allen as he charged in there, and Robert saw the opening, went up on top and rode him down and pinned him. Good move, good move.
And your winner of the match is Robert Gibson, and coming out to join us now, big man from Texas, Ron Bass. A lot of action taking place in the Southeastern area in the heavyweight division, and when you think of the heavyweight division, you have to put Ron Bass at the top of the category. You've had several matches of recent with Ken Lucas, and there's quite a bit of dispute between you two. We have some videotape of one of those matches, if we could roll now.
Yes, I want you to watch this, Charlie Platt. Now, you start this film at a very inconspicuous place there. You show me coming out with a chain, but you don't show the people where that chain come from in the first place. I had to take that chain from Ken Lucas right off the start of the match. The man come out there loaded with gimmicks and all kinds of weapons to go against the big outlaw because he knows he can't beat me, because Ken Lucas has got a sick, mean, vicious mind, and he'll do anything in the world to keep his Southeastern heavyweight title. But I'll tell you, that ain't going to be enough, because I will get it, Charlie Platt. I guarantee you and all the rednecks that be out there watching that I'm going to be your next Southeastern heavyweight champion, my friend.
There you see...
Right there you see Ken Lucas getting his just rewards. The referee is telling him about that chain that he brought into the ring. See, I should have kept the title right there. But him and the referee's promotion, they all gang up on the big outlaw because they don't like my talent. And they know that I'm the best there is here, and I'll always remain that, Charlie Platt. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be your next Southeastern heavyweight champion.
Comments of Outlaw Ron Bass. We'll be back with more action in just a moment.
Heavyweight champion Ken Lucas, and on the 13th he'll be defending that title against Outlaw Ron Bass. Right now, let's hear from the challenger.
Ken Lucas, you've been a mighty lucky man. The Southeastern heavyweight title has just eluded me just so much. It's just slipped through my fingers just ever so slightly. I intend to make an amends for that. I intend to grab it and hold on to it and keep it for a while, Ken Lucas, because I'm telling you right now, son, that sick little nasty mind of yours, I'm going to have to get down right there with you. I'm going to get down the gutter with you and show you how us gutter rats can fight, baby, and I'm going to take that Southeastern heavyweight title, my friend.
Kenny, whether he's a braggart or not, Outlaw Ron Bass is certainly a tough competitor.
He's a very tough competitor. You know, he was the former champion. He held this belt last. And he talks about devious minds and having no morals or anything. We know I can get right down and get real dirty, too, and if it really comes down to that. Now, Ron Bass has made a lot of threats to me. He's made a lot of things to say what he's going to do when he gets this belt. But let me tell you one thing, Ron Bass, talking is different than producing. And one thing for sure, my man, when I come in the ring against you in Birmingham, I want you to know one thing. I'm coming in there to keep that belt. And Ron Bass, if you're in my way, I'm going to walk right over you because I'm going to keep this belt. You complained. You said you haven't had a chance to get this belt. I've defended against you 3 times, and if you don't get it this coming week, you're out of luck, man. You'll never get a chance at it. So I want to say one thing to you. Keep your head right. Come down there and try to get it, but you're not going to get it.
Of course, a lot of people feel that Ron Fuller helped you take that belt away from Jimmy Golden, but nonetheless, Ron Bass was there to help Golden win it. You may look for Golden on Monday night the 13th, too, Ken.
Well, I'll tell you one thing for sure. If Mr. Tennessee Stubbs there, will be no Golden come in that ring. And I'll guarantee you one thing, like I said before, Mr. Ron Bass, you're going to be in for a night of a lot of action because I'm planning on keeping this belt.
Monday night, April the 13th, bell time, 8 p.m., Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium, a super Southeastern wrestling card with a non-sanctioned Southern street fight match, Fuller against Golden.
Challenges in the Southeastern wrestling area pertaining to titles. The Southeastern Heavyweight Championship, Ron Bass.
Mr. Saito is ready over there. Let's get it on right now because the end of the show is coming to an end. Let's see what he can do in the middle of that ring right now. Let's try it. Let's try it right now.
Well, apparently somebody's going to be ready. Condrey and Rose moving into the ring now. Charlie, Saito challenged Orndorff last week on the program. Paul's been ready throughout this hour. Now they're going into the ring. Let's switch to Al Roberts for the introduction of this.
And
Just a minute. Left hand. Left one. Japanese old time left hand. Left hand. Left hand. Left hand. Left hand. Left hand. I challenge you left hand. Come on. Yeah, left one. Come on. You scare me? Ah, you chicken, you scare me, huh? Left hand. Left hand. Okay. And the competition has begun.
Saito catching a bit of an edge here, laying his weight in there, Charlie. And let's see what Orndorff's going to do. Orndorff, look at the strain, look at the stress being put on those arms. Orndorff flexing back, putting a lot of power into it.
Orndorff coming back. Orndorff coming back on Saito.
Saito getting a bit of an edge now, Charlie, but they were at the top of the arc once again. The Orndorff had brought him back to start. Let's see if he can do it again. Apparently, yes, he's got him back up to the top of that arc again. Paul with the advantage now. Saito making a big burst initially. Orndorff facing him in air. Saito with a chop to the head of Paul Orndorff. Orndorff almost had it down. And again, Saito attacking Orndorff. Condrey Rose in the ring. Orndorff down on that table now. Saito's going after it. Here comes Robert Gibson. Jerry Stubbs. Rose and Condrey blocking any help from Paul Orndorff as Saito pounds away at his man.
And we have
Brad Armstrong being kicked out of that ring by Condrey. Stubbs, Gibson makes it in there. Saito still blasting away at Orndorff. He's got him hurt. He's lacerated him, Charlie.
And Rose, Condrey, and Saito take off to the dressing room. Orndorff most upset at this point.
Orndorff had almost put that arm down. Saito chopping him, and then you saw it break loose. Condrey and Rose blocking all the other wrestlers from coming in. Paul being cut, lacerated across the forehead by Saito and taking quite a beating, Charlie.
And we'll be back with more action on Southeastern Championship Wrestling in just a moment. returns Monday night, April 13th, to Birmingham's Bothwell Auditorium. Match time will be 8 o'clock. A super lineup. For reservations and information, call 322-7798. The Bothwell box office will open at 6:30 Monday, April 13th. A non-sanctioned Southern street fight match. Ron Fuller takes on Jimmy Golden. The Southeastern title, Ron Bass goes against Ken Lucas. Southeastern tag team title match, Tornado Rules. All men in the ring at the same time as Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey take on Bob and Brad Armstrong. For the Alabama State Heavyweight Championship, Mr. Saito takes on Paul Orndorff. In a challenge match, Jerry Stubbs goes against Stan Lane, plus one other exciting match. Wrestling returning to Birmingham on Monday, April the 13th.
No wrestling this Monday night in Bothwell Auditorium, but wrestling returns with a super lineup on Monday, April the 13th, Birmingham's Bothwell Auditorium.
I hate to interfere in your time up here, but I want to tell you something right now, Saito. You just stirred up a hornet's nest, boy, because when I stepped into that ring with you, I expected to have a wrestling match, and that's not what happened. You split my head open, and it cost me about 8 stitches. And I can assure you of one thing, that no man walking on the face of this earth is going to get away with that. Because when I step into that ring with you, there's not going to be no more wrestling between me and you, my man. There's going to be one hell of a fight out there. It's going to be the United States against Japan, and I can assure you of one thing, that we will win.
That's right. And, of course, it is a Southern street fight match, non-sanctioned. Ron Fuller against Jimmy Golden. Before I talk to Ron, let's hear from Jimmy.
Tennessee Stud, ex-Tennessee Stud. I want to know what your excuse is going to be after this time when I get through whipping you again, Sonny. You ain't going to have no excuse. You might say, well, he did this or he did that, but you won't have any excuse because you're going to need something good, brother. You know why you need excuse? Because you are not the man, you are not the caliber that I am. You're going to have to face up to that, and so are the people. And let me tell you something. The only thing that I need is a good-looking set of clothes like this, and that's what I'm going to wear in this street fight match, because I am so confident that I can beat you. I'm going to be all over you, son. You ain't got a prayer. And when you leave this time, brother, you're going to be smoking real good.
Belts and boots can be worn, Ron, and also used as weapons.
Anything goes. That's exactly right. Let me tell you something. I hope you wear what you had on there, Jimmy Golden, and I hope you got a good, hearty appetite with you, too, because if you remember that mask I shoved in your mouth a couple weeks ago, I'm going to take that red shirt you got on, and you're going to eat that red shirt from the bottom right up to the collar, boy. You're going to eat buttons and all, and come Monday night, the 13th in Birmingham, I'm going to put the boots to you, boy, and I mean literally, I'm going to put my cowboy boots to you.
Monday night, April the 13th, Birmingham's Bothwell Auditorium.
And briefly taking a look at what is taking place here today. A lot of things taking place on today's program and throughout the Southeastern wrestling area.
That's right. We saw Randy Rose, Dennis Condrey, the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, in action today. Brad Armstrong with Charles Otum as his partner. But you know the Armstrongs are getting back in harness for this tag team competition, Charlie. And Brad and Bob against Condrey and Rose should be a very tough contest. And of course, these Rose and Condrey have proven several times they're able to hang on to those belts. Bob and Brad had them one time before, and I think Randy and Dennis will be looking over their shoulders. Some tough competition coming their way.
And with Les Thornton coming into the area to defend his World Junior Heavyweight title against Jerry Stubbs, I hope that incident today by Mr. Lane does not sidetrack Jerry from what the real business is with him, and that is going after that World Junior title.
That's right, Charlie. You know, I don't think I can express my feelings towards that match enough. Stubbs and Thornton, two of the most evenly matched men at World Championship level that I believe I've ever seen in my career, and anybody can be the winner. Stubbs has beaten him twice for that title. Thornton realizes that. It's certainly got to be in the back of his mind. I think this gives Jerry a bit of a psychological edge.
An all-out war between Ken Lucas and Ron Bass over that very prestigious Southeastern Heavyweight Championship. It's a give-and-take situation with those two. They, I tell you, I've never seen any greater action in the arenas, and Ron Bass has his mind set on that Southeastern title.
Right, and of course the cousins still going at it hammer and tong, Ron Fuller and Jimmy Golden, and anytime these two collide in that ring, it's going to be quite a battle.
And once again, our arm wrestling competition today, Mr. Saito was in the process, it seemed to be,
of being defeated, Charlie.
Exactly right.
Yes. And of course, now I would say Orndorff will increase his efforts to get to Saito, whether it's for the Alabama title, whether it's arm wrestling, or whatever it happens to be.
Thanks for joining us this week. For Les Thatcher, I'm Charlie Platt saying we hope to see you next week right here on Southeastern Championship Wrestling.